Animated movies are not just for kids, and unfortunately this is a mistake parents often make. Here are some animated movies that are sometimes risque, often funny, and totally riddled with darker messages that you might expect. So let ScreenRant take you through some surprising entries and stick around until the end to see what cartoon closes out the list. While you watch, click that subscribe button and hit that bell to stay up to date on all the pages being turned in the ScreenRant flipbook.
You're all alive and looking at me with your gloves and your little shoes.
Sausage Party. Who knew a movie about supermarket meats could be so endearingly stupid? But that's kind of the charm of Sausage Party. The premise of the movie is a joke in and of itself, but there's more to it than just speaking sausages. One thing to note is that the MPAA made it the first mainstream computer-animated American film to be rated R. Ultimately, the characters question their existence, analyze their chances for survival in the great beyond, and realize their religions and beliefs are a lie. Hefty stuff for a sausage with a face.
My fellow Americans, our neighbor to the north has abused us for the last time!
South Park. Bigger, longer, uncut. In the movie adaptation of the show that skewers everything, Matt Stone and Trey Parker took the characters of South Park to a whole new level. It's easy to forget this movie, based on the 2-decade-old Comedy Central cartoon, took the offensive absurdity to a massive audience with scenes featuring Saddam Hussein in bed with Satan, Kenny dying again, and songs about blaming Canada for the United States' problems. It's all a great excuse for jokes, but deep down it's also a mirror being held up to our own deteriorating society. Either that or it's just plain hilarious. You decide. WALL-E. After Sausage Party and South Park, you might be asking, what the heck is WALL-E doing here? With its silent slapstick and cute robots, WALL-E is another jewel in Pixar's family-friendly crown. But remember that behind all those Hello Dolly tunes is the plain fact that humanity is just a bunch of overweight spacefarers who left behind an Earth covered in junk. It's a bright and sunny way of saying we're ruining every resource on the planet. You should just be happy that the robots in this movie aren't Terminators. Mutant Aliens. From the massive success of WALL-E, let's look at the other side of the spectrum. This R-rated flick from 2001 never received a wide release, but gained positive word of mouth from the festival circuit, where cinephiles appreciated its mix of crude and unusual humor. Directed by Bill Plimpton, this homage to old monster movies follows an astronaut who travels to a planet full of talking body parts and genetically modified creatures. If you look deeply at the events of the film, it's a dark take on genetics, and not the best flick to share with the little ones. Monster House. Monster House doesn't seem to get as much love as the other computer-animated films on this list, but it looks the best of all of Robert Zemeckis' motion-captured efforts. And it's got a twisted storyline and some solid jokes thanks to the fact it was written by Community and Rick and Morty creator Dan Harmon along with Rob Schrab. Basically, the house is possessed by an angry circus show side act who was buried alive in a pile of cement. Yikes. The main characters need to put her to rest, making it into an animated exorcist that the whole family can enjoy.
Hey, thank God! He was strong, but I think we learned that music is stronger.
Aqua Teen Hunger Force: movie film for theaters. The Adult Swim mainstay received an adaptation that didn't necessarily turn it into a nationwide sensation, but it stayed true to the absurdity of the original cartoon. Sure, the plot doesn't make much sense. It stars talking fast food named Frylock, Master Shake, and Meatwad who escape from the Sphinx, do battle with Plutonians, and fight the cybernetic ghost of Christmas past from the future. It's weird, it's messy, and it's a great reflection of the world around us, because we can all agree life often makes no sense whatsoever.
What a mob in the park today.
Fritz the Cat. We've been through some conventionally offensive movies so far, but they owe a lot of debt to Fritz the Cat, Hollywood's first X-rated animated film. Released in 1972, it was a cult sensation, making $90 million off its $850,000 budget. Written and directed by Ralph Bakshi and based on R. Crumb's cult 60s comics, Fritz the Cat is the ultimate expression of the counterculture, and with nudity and violence, it's purposefully designed to be the ultimate anti-Disney film. Fritz's drug-addled cross-country journey shows how Bakshi wanted to avoid drawing cute characters while American planes are dropping bombs in Vietnam and kids are marching in the streets.
Shave your face, brush your teeth, comb your hair.
The Lego Movie. Like the toy box from your childhood, the Lego Movie is a hodgepodge of pieces combined in weird ways to make a surprisingly endearing movie. It's frenzied and hilarious, with enough fast-paced visuals to keep the kids engaged, and enough mature references to keep the adults entertained as well. Plus, the mishmash of characters and motifs allow it to subtly touch on big ideas while being funny. Underneath all of this is the story of a complacent blue-collar guy, Emmett, who's able to prove his purpose overcoming an evil business class. Plus, when Emmett faces the man upstairs, it's part religious allegory and part deep state conspiracy theory.
Are you cussing with me?
No, you cussing with me?
Don't cuss and point
You're
at me.
gonna cuss with somebody, you're not gonna cuss.
Fantastic Mr. Fox. In Wes Anderson's hands, Fantastic Mr. Fox is both a wry modern comedy and a throwback to the Rankin-Bass claymation films of the 1960s. It's a refined family film with a smart message exemplified by Mr. Fox's fear. He says he has a phobia of wolves, but he's not talking about actual wolves. Instead, he's addressing the fear of becoming an actual animal, of the uncivilized nature that lurks within all of us and one that comes out when we turn to a pack mentality and attack without mercy. Who Framed Roger Rabbit? Okay, so Roger Rabbit is half live action, half animated, but the appearance of Mickey, Bugs Bunny, and other classic characters added some lighthearted clout to the film. Beyond that, Christopher Lloyd's Judge Doom is the horrifying leader of Toontown who passes unmerciful capital punishment on any toon he deems unfit. It's a great statement on what happens when fanatics are in power, and the lengths they'll go to execute their will. To maintain Lloyd's creepiness, you'll notice the character doesn't blink once in the film. And the original script even revealed him to be the hunter who killed Bambi's mother.
I'll drive.
But I want to drive.
No, I'll drive. I'm the cat. Out of my way.
And that's the end of our video. Have you seen all these films? If so, you'd be surprised to find how many other animated movies in the back catalog of your favorite studios will often go for the gutter to get a laugh. So go on a YouTube binge, search through the vaults and archives of the animation companies whose movies influenced your youth, and comment about other flicks we might have missed. And remember, ScreenRant will be back with more details on movies that offend your sensibilities, shock your senses, and just might make you laugh. Catch you next time.